All right, we are live here on Seaport Sessions. My name is Andrew Rowley. We got Tim Piles and we got Eric from Vinyl Junkies right here. How you doing?
What's
And
up,
welcome
guys?
everybody to Seaport Sessions, of course, presented by Seaport Village with support from Protea Property Management and the Port of San Diego. We can't thank you guys enough for joining us here tonight. We've got a great musical lineup in store for you. Jacob Turnbloom and Matthew Cause of Nada Surf. We have Eric right there, Eric Howard of Vinyl Junkies. And Eric, you did an interview with Matthew for us.
I did, yeah. Yeah, it was good. Talked a little bit about all the craziness going on in the world and checking in with them a little bit. It's good.
You have a long relationship with Nada Surf and Matthew Cause, don't you?
I do, yeah. My old record label, actually, the very first release that we put out was a reissue of Nada Surf's Karmic EP. So I've known those guys for a long time, and they've done in-stores at my shops, throughout the years. So good guys, and it's great to have Matthew playing for us today.
Yeah, a few years ago, you came in and helped me with a session we did with the band for 91X, and you shot the performance and video. That's available to check out as well. But really looking forward to what Matthew's come up with for tonight.
Yeah, it's going to be good.
Can you quickly tell us anything going on at the Vinyl Junkies Record Shack that people should know? They can come by and shop for records.
We're open from 11 in the morning till 7 at night. We're trying to take all the precautions so that everybody stays safe. So just wear a mask and put on some gloves, and we're limiting capacity to 5 people at a time. So again, just trying to keep everybody safe, but we got lots of records in the shop right now.
Yeah, I was wondering what the protocol is for thumbing through records. So you do have gloves there for people to put on so they can rummage through?
Exactly. Yeah. As soon as you walk through the door, we've got a box of disposable gloves, and seems to be working out pretty well.
Great. Awesome. That's great to hear. We're excited to have you here, and people go buy records at Vinyl Junkies Record Shack. It's located in South Park. Tonight's session is brought to you by a group of specially gifted novelty stores owned by Omar Farah. While we're together tonight, throw any questions you may have for the bands and the rest of us or our guests in the comments, and we'll get to as many as we can. Right, Andrew Rowley?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, there is a chat going right now if you're watching via YouTube or on Vimeo. So I'm sure someone from Seaport Village will be monitoring that chat, and they can answer all your questions. Monitoring is a hard word to say.
You did fine there. All right, well, we've got a little pre-recorded segment to check out. So, Rowley, roll it.
With visitors from all over the world to explore and shop at Seaport Village, our gift and novelty stores allow them to take home a special treasure. Established in 2002, Destination City Gifts was the first of 5 stores opened by owner Omar Farah. A great place to shop whether you forgot your camera, sweatshirt, or a local shopping for that perfect gift. Best of San Diego is the one-stop shop for bringing a little piece of the finest city to wherever you call home. Seaport Island Fashion offers swimsuits, cover-ups, flip-flops, and more for the impromptu trip to the beach. American Heroes is devoted to those who fight in our armed forces and for everyone who supports them. As an original Seaport Village tenant, Captain's Cove transports you to a world of nautical exploration and pirates. The specialty store is sure to meet the needs of buccaneers of all ages. Whether you're from out of town or lived in San Diego all your life, these stores hold treasures, souvenirs, to remember this time, this place, and a visit to Seaport Village.
Rowley, what are you doing?
Oh, we're just hanging out in my studio right now, yeah.
You're at Roberto's Media?
We're at Roberto's Media, my studio back here. It's empty. We had a big shoot yesterday with GoFundMe. We're all cleaned up. It was a very COVID, friendly set, masked up, sanitizer in every which direction, kept our distance. But this is my home away from home.
Awesome. And Eric, I hear you just got 10,000 records. How do you acquire 10,000 records? Is that somebody's collection, or you just ordered 10,000 new records?
It was somebody's collection. All different kinds of genres. So it's keeping us busy, putting a lot of new records in the shop. It's great.
Can't wait to get back to the Casbah and one of the events there. Looking forward to that again. Those have been great, but it's awesome you got the store. So people, again, South Park, visit the Vinyl Junkies Record Shack, and they'd be happy to help you guys. You guys ready for Jacob Turnbloom?
Yeah, it's gonna be really cool. I saw a little bit of it, and it's super cool.
I bet you got Jacob Turnbloom or Mrs. Magician records at Vinyl Junkies Record Shack, don't you?
We do. Yeah, big fans of Jacob.
We are, man. He's awesome, and this is going to be an incredible treat for you. He has a lot of skills, video editor, musician, and he's kind of funny too. So I'm going to go watch in the other room, and you guys take it away. Jacob Turnbloom.
Here it is.
Presentation.
Do you know what it's like to be on the bill and to play for 15 minutes and the only people there to see you are the other bands and their girlfriends? Don't talk to me about rock and roll. I'm out there in the clubs and on the streets and I'm living it. I am rock and roll.
Sat at home while my friends all went out drinking, spinning copper gypsy jams. While I should be sleeping, count this week is such a drag. It's only Monday, I let that girl my heart away. She got me too soon, I don't wanna break your heart. Then I sort of fell Heard phantom spokes from a paper boy this morning. I guess the ghost of paper roots past is what I must be mourning. Drinking black coffee so the day can start its dawning. All my friends have become refrigerator adornments. That's okay. Loneliness and isolation, if that means I'm the one changing the station. Give a little kiss tonight, give a little love tonight, give a little kiss alright. Give a little kiss tonight, give a little love tonight, give a little kiss alright. Stare deep into my dog's eyes for an hour. He telepathically convinces me to take a shower. And as I let all the water try and wash away my worry, as I dry off, rush back in a hurry. That's alright, so I'll take humiliation if that means I'm the one changing the station. Say, give a little kiss tonight, give a little love tonight, give a little kiss alright. Give a little kiss tonight, give a little love tonight, give a little kiss alright. I want you to say, don't go. I want you to leave. Stay with me forever and ever, riding with me. Oh, forever and ever and ever, riding with me. Oh, forever and ever, stay with me. Don't go. Love me like a spirit child. Love me like you mean a lot. Love me like a sha-la-la-la-la. Love me like a spirit child. Love me like you mean a lot. Love me like a sha-la-la. Alright. Give a little kiss tonight, give a little love tonight, give a little kiss alright. Give a little kiss tonight, give a little love tonight, give a little kiss alright. Give a little kiss tonight, give a little love tonight, give a little kiss alright. Give a little kiss tonight, give a little love tonight, give a little kiss alright. Oh, phantom spokes from the paper ghost this morning.
Sensation, light and free now. To elevation, enough is never enough. Enough is never enough of the stuff.
Jacob Turnbloom, that was amazing. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Really good, man. It's so nice to see you. You know, I
Likewise.
remember meeting you years ago in First Wave Hello. Was that your first band? You probably had bands before that as well, yeah?
Yeah, that was like the first band I ever went on like a tour and had like a CD and all that stuff. But yeah,
That was a big
it.
deal. You guys toured with Ken Andrews and Failure, maybe, if I vaguely remember.
I had wished we had toured with Failure, but we toured with the singer in his solo project, which is just as cool. You know, we're huge fans of his. But yeah, we did 2 tours with him.
With the Ken Andrews solo project.
Okay,
Very
yeah, with
cool.
Ken Andrews solo project. Yeah.
And of course, Mrs. Magician has been around for a few years, but you've kind of gone solo lately.
Yeah, I mean, Tommy from Mrs. Magician helped me record the solo record that I made, and but Mrs. Magician's still we're actually gonna make another record, so yeah, that's not really like on the back burner or anything like that. We still want to do it.
You just did a big tour with yourself, Jacob Turnblum, with the Aquabats. Was that one of the bigger tours done, I guess, with Jacob Turnblum solo, huh?
It was the most fun tour I've ever been on in my entire life. It was so cool. They had like big inflatable pizzas that they throw kids on and do stage dives and stuff. It was really awesome. Yeah.
Cool. And you've had a chance to work with the legendary Swami, of course. He's put out your music. And I'm just curious about your record label. You have your own record label now. Tell us about that.
Well, I kind of started it. I needed, some sort of branding to have. I don't really like wearing solo artists' shirts and stuff like that. I mean, I guess it depends on who it is, but I can't imagine anybody walking around wearing like a Jacob Turnblum shirt. So I was like, I'll start like a little label, and maybe I could kind of, have that as the foundation, and then put out projects for myself and friends. But so far, I've only put out one record. It's been crazy times. But yeah.
Well, raise your hand if you'd wear a Jacob Turnblum shirt with his face on it. I think I'm in for that.
I'd wear a hat.
I do like your Soda Bar shirt, though. We love the Soda Bar. And
thank you.
Of course,
yeah.
Our independent establishments here in San Diego. You have a great relationship with the Soda Bar. It seems like over the years, that's the only place Mrs. Magician plays.
Well, it's run by our drummer Corey, so that helps.
Sure.
Yeah. But it is kind of like, it's like a home away from home. And, I mean, we played the Casbah, we played everywhere, but that's just kind of like sweet spot for us. That's where we can kind of relax and do our own thing.
I miss the Soda Bar. It feels like it's been months. Like I can't remember the last time I went there, but it feels so long ago. Like it's so weird.
It does feel like it's been months since I've been there.
It has literally.
Like
yeah.
I can't wait to see Farmer and Emily and everybody over there at the Soda Bar.
Well, the great thing is we could follow them all on social media and buy all their merch that they post every day. They got a lot of really cool, like this shirt, the Soda Bar shirt. This is great. Yeah, there's lots of stuff online we can support.
Jacob, how have you been keeping yourself busy during all this? How have you been keeping busy? I mean, I know you still work during the day job, but anything else kind of coming around?
I have been recording another record here in my apartment, and it's almost done. And then I'm slowly, like as of a couple days ago, starting to write some songs with Tommy to do a new Mrs. Magician record.
That's exciting. So, yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
Where should people go to find out more about Jacob Turnblum online? Should they go to your record label?
Yeah, I have I guess Instagram is kind of where I post the most stuff. My Facebook is pretty bare, but yeah, I mean, Cheddar Goblin Records is the name. Cheddar Goblin Records, which is like a character in like the Mandy horror movie with Nicolas Cage. That's on Instagram. Jacob Turnblum on Instagram. I think that's it.
Cool, man. Well, thanks for all the effort you put into the cool session exclusive for Seaport Village, the Seaport session, Port of San Diego. And we love you, Jacob, and wait to see you live. Go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, if you go to cheddargoblinrecords.com, you could buy this vinyl, beautiful, fantastic record. But yeah, it's cheap, $20.
I love it. It's turned into QVC.
And you can pick it up at local spots, Vinyl Junkies, M Theory, Reanimated.
Cool, man. Yeah. Big shout out to Reanimated Records as well. Well, let's get the second half of your session started. Are you ready for this, Jacob?
Yeah.
How about you, Eric? Did you have a question, sir? I'm sorry. You're sitting there so beautifully.
I'm just ready to hear more Jacob.
Oh.
Good answer. Let's get back to the music at Seaport Sessions. Take it away, Rolly.
What if you don't make it as a rock star?
Oh, I will.
But what if you don't? In 10 years, what are you going to be doing?
See, I will, though, see.
Thanks, guys. My name's Jacob. Thanks. I love you, San Diego. Bye-bye.
And we're back.
And we're back. I'm coming from my humble abode. Rollies at Roberto's Media, and we have Jessica Ling Finley. Jessica, how are you? It's so nice to see you.
I'm good. How are you doing?
Doing great. We want to give a little background. You're the artist inspiration for the week-long art interpreting science campaign, Ocean Optimism, and an artist in residence at Seaport Village. We've got Jessica Ling Finley. You can check her out online. She's here to talk about her studio and her work. Again, thank you for joining us. And what are you currently working on?
Oh, I've got a lot of projects kind of in the mix. Currently, actually, I'm working on an animation that's about a Chinese family that got some kidnapping, of horrible things happened to them due to their wealth, and then found out that they actually their biggest fortune was to give their fortune away. So I'm working on a painted animation. And then also I'm working on some artworks for kids. Basically, they're like science-related artworks, so things that people can do from home. Based on coronavirus, all the parents are stuck at home, so we've got these actual. They're related to the STEM. They meet the curriculum for the different grades for science. And so there's some weird projects that I'm doing where we make sculptures or like different grow some chia sculptures or ice sculptures and different things so that kids can kind of play at home and with the things that they have and build some kind of fun projects with their families and still sort of and learn at the same time.
Is a lot of your art based on science and teaching behind it as well?
Some of it, a lot of it lately has been. I'm also a teacher as a teaching artist with this program called CODA. It's a collaboration between teachers and artists, where teachers get paired with an artist who helps them connect art into whatever curriculum it is. It's like their science or their English or whatever, and it would be like a dancer or a visual artist like me, or it could be a puppet maker or anybody. And so it's actually really fun because the kids actually get really into it, and they see this the subject from another direction because they're able to like engage with it as an artist. And for me, it's really fun because I basically these projects are kind of like, how can I build a project that I would enjoy doing, and then I make a work. Like these long arm ones that I made, there was a sculpture that I had as an idea for, during the coronavirus, how am I going to be a public artist in a time when no one can like really be around each other in the public? So I made these very long arms that give you a 6 foot distance from people.
I can actually pull up a photo of that right now. Let's see what this looks like. Let's see, you might be seeing my screen here for a minute, but yeah, here's an image of what that looks like. Get rid of our schedule here.
That dog.
I know, it's kind of funny.
That's
fun.
My has been my accomplice. There's a lot of my projects. So yeah, this is I'm petting the dog, trying to make friends out in coronavirus time. So like these arms are like really long, and like this idea of having this weird extension of your body. And so I made that into a project that kids can work on themselves. They can create their own invention of what they think like would be something that they wanted. They could, for this, my problem was I couldn't give somebody a high five, so to answer the problem, I created a sculpture of like how I can give somebody a high five even with coronavirus around.
So are you like holding like handles, like
yeah,
poles?
so they're like long sticks, and they have like leftover from my glamour shots. I had these really glamorous like gloves that go all the way to your arm. I just stuffed them, and then I attached them to the sticks, and then that shirt was a dress, so I made it the sleeves with the bottom part into arms. I made it really long. My neighbors totally thought I was a weirdo. But they got it.
I mean,
like immediately they understood what the point.
Like, how do you walk around? Are you like dragging them behind you, or you have to like hold them up?
I walk around. You can like they're almost like giant puppet arms. So yeah. But the dog didn't mind being pet by them.
Of course not.
I just want to run down the street waving them way up above your head and run.
Yeah, just like be like 6 feet, please. I kind of feel like I need them now because I don't really feel like people are obeying the 6 feet, and I don't think people are really wearing the masks, and so I don't really feel safe. I care about my health. I know not everybody does, but so I almost am tempted when I do go outside to wear them more often.
Yeah, take them to the market next time. Try to grocery shop with those.
I just wish the fingers were functional because then.
Use like those trash picker uppers, like like you're picking up trash.
Yeah, they're just really limp. They're really just excellent for petting a dog. Like that's basically, and waving limply,
That's
like the
all you
hands
need.
get really floppy.
And we have another photo here. Actually, a couple. Explain this one. What's going on here?
Oh, it's not popping up for me. I
Oh.
don't actually see this,
Oh,
your shared
wow.
screen, but I'm good guessing it's
Oh.
the seat shoes.
It's
the
the shoes. Yeah, it might have just taken a minute. It's a shoe with like a plant kind of coming off the
Yeah, so these are seed dispersal shoes. So the idea is that like the problem is to solve a problem for a plant instead of just a person. So you you the kids can learning about seed dispersal and the different ways that seeds get dispersed by the wind or by fire or by and other getting stuck on an animal, because the idea is that a plant can't just
Mhm.
get up and walk around. So I thought, well, what if we can make the plant get a chance to walk around? So you put them on the shoes and and they can like then the plants can walk around and get the seeds dispersed as you
Sure.
go for a walk. So simple kind of things, it's a strawberry basket attached to some old shoes and a bunch of like the purple grasses. And so these ones these seeds are actually yeah. The other thing is that I wanted to use the it's not opium. What's the flower that makes opium?
Poppy.
Poppy, the
How do we
California
know that?
poppies.
How do we know that so well, Tim? Poppies.
I wanted to use
That's it.
California poppies, but they were out of season. So I would advise kids to use local plants that are not invasive. These plants don't actually seed that well, but they're good for a demonstration because they're really fluffy. They make them look like fluffy slippers.
Oh.
Sorry for my opium reference. I used to get brain blocks sometimes. But yeah, I like to make projects that are sort of fun and interactive. And so to be able to make these, so I have a bunch of tutorials on my website, which we can link later, but kids can use, and they can just have as a springboard for how sort of the design process that I use during my art making. So it's all about sort of finding a problem and solving it in the way that is the most sort of the way I make art is like sort of the way that it would engage you the most, so that you can use it as a storytelling device. And that's what you're pulling up right now is a picture of this wrestling match that is a giant Humboldt squid fighting a hakefish, school of hakefish, which the giant Humboldt squid are starting to invade the northern coastal waters because of climate change. And they're like these low oxygen areas that climate change creates, and those are increasing due to climate change. And so they're coming up, our giant Humboldt squids are coming up our coastlines, and they're eating some of our local fish. This is an example is the hakefish. And so I took a bunch of these stories that come from nature and then also just from our industry. Like there was a fossil fuels versus wind propel, a generator. So they, so there's all different kinds. And then the last one was kelp versus urchin versus sea otter. And so there's all these different stories, and just the idea of how can you change storytelling to get to the most people and make it the most fun also at the same time, because my rule for my art is I'm usually entertaining myself first. And I know if I'm entertaining myself, that there's other people are going to find it amusing as well.
When you get inspired by something, like when I get inspired by something, whether it's a photo related project or video related project, I become like a locomotive where I can't be stopped. I just keep going and going and going until I make it, I create it and share it. Like how do you sit back and try to like research and try to like get a lot of ideas before you actually start the action of creating it, or do you just kind of jump in?
I like to brainstorm. In fact, for the long arms, it was the first time that I did a crowdsource of which one I should do first, because I had like 10 ideas of what I should do, and that was pretty fun to like ask the public like which one do you want to see happen, and they voted for the long arms. So I was excited to do it too, because I wanted. It's like, since I'm making it for the public, it's kind of nice to have that engagement, which you normally. I get some engagement from the audiences in some ways. Like one of the projects that I did the longest lifetime the alien ride. I made these costumes that inflate when you ride a bicycle, and I made about 50 of them to start with. Ended up being close to 100 at the end, and people just like wore these sculptural weird shapes while they were riding around, and that was a really fun process to have this engagement with people, and I really missed that. But the process of thinking about it, to get back to your question, is like I had to iterate in a lot of my thinking has to go through sort of the design thinking process, because I'm also a designer on top of the art that I do. I do visual, graphic, motion graphic, all kinds of branding design too. But it kind of all blends in together.
Did you make the costumes for the creatures?
Yes, my mother and I actually I enslaved my mother to help me. We made them together. Well, she worked with me, and it was great actually. Highly recommend if you get a chance to work with your family on something. It's actually a good bonding experience. But yeah, it was really fun to make those. A lot of experimenting. I think a lot of problem solving I actually do in my sleep.
And what was your mom's name?
My mom's name's Winnie Ling.
Thank you very much. Well, cool. People can go to jessicalingfinley.com to find out everything you do, right?
Yes, and right now it might have a little bump, so you can check out sonicribbon.com in the meantime. I'm going to get that website. Like, it looks like there's a maintenance problem currently, so you can look at sonicribbon.com to see my design work at the moment, some of my animations.
Cool. Well, we can't wait to get back to your space down there in Seaport Village.
Me too.
Really excited I got to experience some of it, the 3D plankton, and just get to chat with you now is really special, and finding out a little bit more. So cool working with your mom. Everybody should work with their mom once in a while, once in their life. Thank you. Anything else, Jessica, you'd like to share?
No, thank you so much for this opportunity, and I think I feel pretty fortunate to be sharing work with you guys. It's a really intense time, and I think that it's important to support the climate, as it is also climate justice is a real thing too. So it's affecting all our people of color more disproportionately than than people who aren't of color and of a certain class of wealth. So it's something to think about. Is also something I'd like to say.
Thank you so much for sharing that. That's important. Again, Jessica Ling Finley, thank you so much. And I wanted to say hi to a friend out watching. Her name's Michelle Rowley. Is there anybody commenting or sharing?
Let me see. I got a few computers in front of me. Let's see. Yeah, the chat. If you're on YouTube right now, there's a lot of people hanging out in the chat right now. No one's really giving you any shout outs though right now, Piles. Sorry.
Not me personally, maybe Jessica Ling. Who knows? Maybe Jacob.
Selena Marquez. Selena Marquez says hi. Thank you. I don't know if you know Selena, but yeah, Michelle Renee.
That's my friend. I already said hi to Michelle.
Yeah, we got some people here. Adam, Katie. Yeah, we got some people watching. People are hanging out.
Cool. I bet they're waiting for Matthew Cause of Not a Surf.
Should we fire that up here in a minute?
Got an interview about halfway through from Eric Howarth from Vinyl Junkies. They pre-recorded that, so that's gonna go in the midway section, and we'll be back to wrap it up after this segment. From Matthew Cause, Not a Surf. Are you popular? I doubt he's doing it wrong. I sincerely doubt it, but maybe. Who knows?
Maybe. So, all right, enjoy.
Take it away.
All right, we'll be back. Enjoy it.
Hey, Vinyl Junkies. Nice to see you. The audio and the video is coming from different sources, so there we go. I'm in Cambridge, England, and I want to play you some songs. I'm going from strange to stranger every year. I'm going from strange to stranger every year. I take it back, you're panicking, I take it back. I just don't know, I really thought I wanted to go. But when we're close, you look through me just like a ghost. I like sleeping, I'm only safe when I'm dreaming. I need a new heart, this one's hollow, always scheming. You wait for summer, and then you wait for winter, but there's a total lack of splendor. Zen brain, throw away your crutches, all your childhood crushes away. Super brain, never scared of nothing, violence or love it my way. I'm going from strange to stranger every year. I'm going from strange to stranger every year. I take it back, you're panicking, take it back. I just don't know, I really thought I wanted to go. Zen brain, throw away your crushes, all your childhood crutches away. Super brain, never scared of nothing, violence or love in my way. Today, Zen brain, throw away your crushes, all your childhood crushes away. Super brain, never scared of nothing, violence or love in my way today. Okay, I made a master list of all the songs I wanted to play, and I started at the top and counted the time until I got to an hour. That was pretty cool. And then I started at the bottom from Z and counted until I got to an hour. And I like that list more. So in reverse alphabetical order, this is Your Legs Grow. If you were here, baby, we'd increase the dose. There was no fear in my room when we got close. Call me anytime. You've got a ghost, 'cause you're the only person in the world I
I feel that way about. And if you move off to the side, I'll get swept back out. Where it's cold but not that deep, 'cause your legs grow. Cold but not that deep, 'cause your legs grow. There's a light that rises up from the bottom of the lake, and its beam has hit me hard. Now I'm wide awake. Where it's cold but not that deep, 'cause your legs grow. Cold but not that deep, 'cause your legs grow. Cold but not that deep, 'cause your legs grow. If you were here, baby, we'd increase the dose. There was no fear in my room when we got close. Call me anytime you host. All right. I feel like I should have a big illustration, like a giant poster of people, and put it on the back wall of my little studio here. Okay. I walk, let you guide me, my eyes shut like I'm blind. Turn to you and listen, and I'm trying to be in your mind. There's a feeling that I get when I look to the west, like having all the answers, so failing the taste. Wolf packs and convoys and captives in men, surprised in translation, world without end. Welcome back to real life, the picture is gone. Put a contract out on things that go on and on. How do you stay where you most want to be? Where'd you get the patience? Did it come easily? On whose authority? I have none over me. On whose authority? There's none that I can see. On whose authority? I have none over me. On whose authority? No one speaks to me. On whose authority? I have none over me. All the tales and paper heroes, the ones who died the sun and called it yellow, the ones who make you run. On whose authority? I have none over me. On whose authority? There's none that I can see. On whose authority? I have none over me. On whose authority? No one speaks to me. On whose authority? I have none over me.
So I have this mirror ball, and I've had it for years and years and years, like 30 years, because I lived in an apartment on 108th in Amsterdam, and it was tiny, and I had a birthday party, and I wanted it to look like something, so I got this mirror ball and these pin spots and stuff. And later, when I lived with Daniel, we had it in his loft, and there's a line in the song Amateur about it. Anyway, it's here, and it was in the light before, but now it's not, so I'm going to see if I can put it. I think we lost the light. That's all right. Okay. Moving on with songs. This is called What Is Your Secret? It's not very much in tune, is it? Let's switch guitars here. So we sat and talked, then we walked and talked, but thought it was the truth. What is your secret? Dragged it on, even favorite songs, but your division's wrong. What is your secret? I don't care about you anymore. The people got tired. Our movies don't play much anymore. Actress was fired. You said you were yourself, not being someone else, that this was new for you. But what is your secret? You said just what I said, so why's the meter red? And why's the needle pale? What is your secret? I don't care about you anymore. The people got tired. Our movies don't play much anymore. The actress was fired. I don't care about you. I try not to think about you. You want to control, you want to be controlled. You're like a little switch, then you take your toll. Your every reckless twist, I wasn't made for this. Thank God that life is so long, the city's so big. So we sat and talked, then we walked and talked. You said just what I said, so why's the meter red? Why's the needle peg? I don't care about you anymore. The people got tired, our movies don't play much anymore. The actress was fired, I don't care about you. I try not to think about you. I don't care about you anymore. The people got tired. Our movies don't play much anymore. The actress was fired. Yeah. One apartment before the apartment where I got that mirror ball, I had a phone number, and I won't tell you what it was yet. I'm going to tell you. But the thing about this phone number is that babies called it. This happened at least, I swear, 3 times. I would get a call, and there would be this kind of Googling on the line. Not Googling like Googling. This is pre-Google. But, you know, a baby talking. And then pressing numbers, pressing buttons. Now, by the third time this happened, I was so mystified, and I finally figured it out. And that is my phone number was 9321477, which is an incomplete, like a 3/4 reverse circle that starts hesitantly, skipping from the 9 to the 3, skipping the 6, then gets good, 3214777, and strong. So it's just like a number that a kid would call. And I called that number for a couple of years after, hoping, like when I moved and got a different one, I called that number hoping someone would have it so that I could say something like, have the children called? Did some babies have a message for me? All right. Outside, just killing time and making noise, and outside the daylight comes, the daylight goes, and weightless affairs that weigh less than airways make no stairways, just stairs goes nowhere. But don't dream that it's a dream, it is what it seems. That it's a dream, it is what it seems. Climbing from overstimulated states to hearing cold radio and license plates. But don't dream that it's a dream, it is what it seems. That it's a dream, it is what it seems. Behind every desire is another one, waiting to be liberated when the first one's sated. Water skiing, the water's soft, the water's hard, you act nice. A black birthday card, I threw it away, grown up life is like eating speed of flying a plane. It's too bright, it's too bright. Outside, just killing time and making noise, and outside the daylight comes, the daylight goes, and weightless affairs that weigh less than airways make no stairways, just stairs goes nowhere. But climbing from overstimulated states to hearing cold radio and license plates. But don't dream that it's a dream, it is what it seems. That it's a dream, it is what it seems. White and black hats hide behind each other's backs all the time. Behind every desire is another one, waiting to be liberated when the first one's sated. I love record stores so much. I miss them now. I miss working in one. Eric, if I ever move to San Diego and quit this band thing, I'd love to take a shift now and again at Vinyl Junkies. My favorite job is a record store. My two favorite jobs. I could edit this out and clean it up, but I guess concerts are kind of chatty. I hope all you guys are doing okay. This is a hard time. But we're really resilient, and also a lot of really good things are being done. High time too. This is a song by Minor Alps, which is a band I had with Juliana Hatfield. It's called Waiting for You. A little louder? A little louder. Okay. I was waiting for you backstage and in friends' homes. I was waiting for you in the street and in the night. I was waiting for you. Now you're here. Now you're here. All the time that I let slip by, I was worrying. In the end, you found me and we were rebuilding. In the day and in my mind, I was waiting for you. Washing clothes, standing in line, I was waiting for you. Like an island, okay, I guess. Oh, but half asleep. I recognize my home address. I grind my wheat. The air around me was still, blocked out, still outside. You reimagined the story, you rewrote every line. But I'm still waiting for you. Start again in a foreign town. This is how it is. Head down, I wash the dish and retwist the lid. All you need, all you need, in a striped shirt and a Granta bag. I didn't see a ring. Scanned my street, haven't seen you since. Were you just visiting? Like an island, okay, I guess. Still a third asleep. I recognize my home address. I grind my wheat. Standing on love's corner, waiting for my ride. To get your house in order, they say it must come from inside. Les années réinventées, tu as tel effet. Tu ne dois pas oublier, t'es ma sorcière et ma fée. From every apartment, a different kind of light. Nighttime walking, I pass so many lives. All right.
he so wild? What is he staring at? Why is he so taken? Seems like he's choosing to believe, even when he's faking. It always feels like I'm waiting for something. It always feels like I'm waiting for something. It always feels like I'm waiting. It always feels like I'm waiting for something. Elusive energy, hard to hold. I'm looking for it now and will be when I'm home. Whoever put that fist in the square must have been a good friend to the mayor. Driving by Spanish roundabout art, it's gotta be who you know. It always feels like I'm waiting for something. It always feels like I'm waiting for something. It always feels like I'm waiting. It always feels like I'm waiting for something. Have I known you for 10,000 days? Is there no other way to go? It always feels like I'm waiting for something. It always feels like I'm waiting for something. It always feels like I'm waiting. It always feels like I'm waiting for something. This new piece, I can feel it now. Well, once in a while now, it better grow. It always feels like I'm waiting for something. It always feels like I'm waiting for something. It always feels like I'm waiting. It always feels like I'm training for something. Movies like zoos. Try another me and I will try another you. Or put my arms around you like I think you want me to. But tell me what you're thinking, I so often misconstrue. Treading water, treading white wine, seeing borders, seeing straight lines. I get these feelings that I don't have much time. Always rushing, always late. Always rushing, always late, always late. Movies like zoos. I talk to missionaries when they're standing at my door. They tell me what I should be reading. I still can't see what for. We both stand there politely trying to change each other's core. When other angels float by, they seem likely to fall from the sky. What I want is difficult, I must try. I see traces when you walk, other voices when you talk, when you talk. float by, they seem likely to fall from the sky. What I want is difficult, I must try. I see traces when you walk, treading water, treading white wine, seeing borders, seeing straight lines. I get these feelings that I don't have much time, always rushing, always late, always rushing, always late, always late, always late. I'm always rushing, I'm always late, I'm always late, I'm always late, I'm always late. I'm always rushing. I'm always rushing, always late.
Matthew, thank you so much for performing for us for the Seaport sessions. It's great to be able to get you all the way from the UK for this one.
Man, Eric, my pleasure. Great to see you on screen, and yeah, can't wait to be back in San Diego whenever we can make it.
Yeah, the last time I actually saw you guys, you played at the Casbah. So you guys had written a record, you recorded it, and you pressed the record, and I guess you guys were playing some small shows to get ready for, you know, going out on tour for the next year. And then the pandemic hit. So how have you been dealing with everything?
Well, we're glad to have gotten a bunch of touring in. We did a couple of quick runs before that happened. I've been dealing like everybody, you know, confused. You know, in some ways, it's a kind of a sweet relief to be home for this long. As a traveling musician, it's kind of nice to be home without the guilt that I should be able to work because I can't. But on the other hand, you know, it's just such a heavy time for everybody. So I'm probably dealing just like you are.
Yeah, it's definitely not easy for anyone these days.
Yeah.
You know, and then throw in the police brutality issues that have, you know, surfaced and created such a response, which is a positive thing, but it's also, you know, brought upon by some terrible circumstances. So, and you know what, you posted something recently on your social media that was showing everything going on over in London and the protests there, which I thought was pretty cool to see that it's a global response to it.
Totally. You know, I'm about 50 miles northeast of London, up in Cambridge, and I wasn't sure how many people would be at the protest last weekend, but there were like 4,000 people, and we were really lucky in that there were no police at all, not a single one, and then us walked through the city afterwards, you know, in a kind of march, you know, not huge, but still there was nobody there either. So, you know, that was great, and I wish it could be like that for everybody, and I wish that the right to protest was something that was really honored and upheld, and it's you know, it's a real pity that it's not, but my hats are off and my heart goes out to everyone who's been protesting under duress, because it seems to be changing things, and it's an incredible thing to see. So I just salute everybody for their amazing effort and courage, you know.
Yeah, hopefully we'll be able to see some positive changes come out of this, and you know, actually make some forward progress. Things have been discussed for a lot of years, but the changes haven't been coming. So
yeah, you know, another thing is that in terms of the virus, you know, I wish 1,000 times over that it wasn't happening. But in terms of this kind of the Black Lives Matter movement picking up so much steam, I mean, maybe there's maybe there's something good about people having so much time to think.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. I found it interesting. This is your new record that came out before the pandemic hit, Never Not Together. You always kind of have an introspective sort of approach to your lyrics, and also just kind of talk about always moving towards love versus hate, which I think is apropos for what's going on these days. The song Something I Should Do, I noticed that you kind of did something that was reminiscent of the song Popular, your hit from the 90s. I was really curious how that came about. It's a spoken word stream of consciousness thing that you're doing there.
Yeah, it came about a really silly way, but I'm glad it did. And that's that somebody actually tweeted from France last year, hey, you guys, I won't do the accent. Hey, you guys, you should do a Popular 2020 about social media and memes. And our manager, Ben, who is awesome, sent that email around to everyone. And I was like, no, that is the dumbest, that is the worst idea. But then Daniel was saying that like he'd actually coincidentally thought that Something I Should Do, just the vibe of the music, would lend itself to my just talking. And I have to admit, I really do enjoy doing that once every 26 years. Because I don't know, you spend, with songs, you spend so much time trying to reduce ideas down to a couple of lines. And whatever I was trying to talk about there, which is our relationship to our phones and a few other things, but just that and empathy. And I just felt like talking about that too. And I don't know if I could have boiled it down. So maybe the only way to get it out was just to say everything that was on my mind. So yeah, I'm glad it happened. It started a funny way though.
Well, there's definitely been some good songs in the past that have happened that way, like REM's, It's the End of the World as We Know It. So yeah, I think it's a great song. It was cool you did that. The name of the album is called Never Not Together, and I was curious what you meant by that and why you chose that as the title for the record.
Well, it's actually a song, and the way I say Holy Math says we're never not together. And I actually, that idea came from listening to Justin Vernon on a podcast called Song Exploder. And he said something, I feel like I have to credit him just because he said something like, he was talking about how alike we are, and despite all our fighting and differences, we're stuck on this one planet in the middle of a void. We're just all together in this one place. And he said it's sacred math, maybe meaning 1 + 1 = 1, like we're all just together. And I was struck by that thought. And I think it's a thought that zillions of people come back to again and again, how we're so different but we're so alike. And maybe it's, I don't know, worth mentioning again, because whatever we can hold on to give us some motivation to hold our tongues sometimes and get past roadblocks and really lean into our empathy. And maybe empathy needs to be nurtured, maybe the same way a relationship needs to be nurtured. Like we have to keep trying. You have to put in the effort, and it's worth it, obviously. So yeah. So again, maybe I'm not being articulate about that either, but just feeling that yeah, we have a lot in common, and got to keep trying to remember that.
Yeah, I think it's a great album title. It's perfect for what we're going through these days, and it may not be a completely original idea in the sense that, like you mentioned, we've all thought that before, but it's something that we really don't, I don't think, internalize as much as we should. We really need to remember that. So I think
there's a lot more time oh, sorry, I interrupted you. We sure spend a lot more energy underlining our differences, right? It's kind of
Yeah,
what
exactly. Exactly.
kind of what all the information around us is saying is you know, faction, 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 and friction, friction, friction. And maybe if that much energy was put into finding our bonds and strengthening them, we'd be in a better place.
Yep. That's could be the key to world peace right there. Well, thanks again, Matthew. I don't want to keep you too long.
Welcome back to part 2 of this final Junkies concert. I am going in reverse alphabetical order. We're gonna do, I'm gonna do 3 the songs in a row now. So this is The Way You Wear Your Head. I'm gonna close the window so the neighbors can't hear me. You hear those birds? I don't know if you can hear the birds. A lot of birds. All right. The Way You Wear Your Head. Don't push me, 'cause I'll fall in love with whatever you just said. Don't push me, 'cause I'll fall in love with the way you wear your hair. Out in the corner, you're glowing white. Out in the corner, you're glowing white. I want you, I need you. Love to love you. I want you, I need you. I'm begging to beg you. Out in the corner, you're glowing white. Out in the corner, you're glowing white. I'd like to say goodbye to a complicated mind, but when I walk in wave, I'm stalked all day by California lies and things I didn't try, in ways you were unkind. Ooh, and the strangest colored eyes. Out in the corner, you're glowing white. Out in the corner, you're glowing white. Out in the corner, out in the corner, out in the corner, you're glowing white. All right, The Way You Wear Your Head. Now, another The song, The Moon is Calling. The moon is calling, the seas are calling, now I cannot sleep. They're saying something, projecting something, signals from the deep. I read it somewhere that we will be burning in the heat. The computers, recursive tuner, it's like the tolling of a bell. Bring me up, deliver me out, take me to the door. I'm not running anymore. Bring me up, deliver me out. I want nature you to be so strong. Wind and rain, inky blue that goes on and on in the day. I didn't plan it, it wasn't habit. I don't speak to trees. I'm busy tracing, I don't know what now. Looking for relief. I read it somewhere that we will be burning in the heat. Computers, recursive tuner. It's like the tolling of a bell. Bring me up. Deliver me out, take me to the door. I'm not running anymore. Bring me up, deliver me out, take me to the door. I'm not running anymore. I want nature to be so strong, wind and rain. Inky blue that goes on and on in the day. All right. It occurs to me that I'm not playing a lot of songs off the new record. I will get there. The alphabet will take us there. But I don't know what to say. If you've listened to it, thank you so much. If you haven't, give it a chance. I'm really excited about this record. Can still say this, right? It's been a few months, that record. This one is off The Stars Are Indifferent to Astronomy, and it's called The Future. Future looks like a screen. It's all you'll ever see. All lit up like a stadium. Who will be the first? The future's made of dust, and we are all just rust in the machine. I'm bound to make some more mistakes, get deathly ill 3 or 4 times. I'll find money in the street, no unexpected luck. I will spend some time crying. I'll be helped so much, I'll be transformed. I'll get the baby in the king cake. I'll climb a small mountain, get 3 more bikes stolen, paint 4 more kitchen ceilings. It's just imitations and hooks, bits that you remember, nothing else gets another look. The future's empty in its way. The future has long lines. The future looks like a screen. And I cannot believe the future's happening to me. Arrows pointed, educated, words to let you know. The border guards have graduated, they're taking up their posts. I'll lift the receiver and find you there. I'll win and lose some bets. The magic hour will make me feel at home in a place I don't know yet. I'll spook the horse, keep the lights on, leave mythologies alone. I'll try to say all the right things, but get hung up on the tone. The future has long lines. The future looks like a screen, and I cannot believe the future future's happening to me. All right. Hope you're doing well. At your desk? At a bus stop? Couch? Bed? Reading nook? Bay window? Gazebo? Lawn chair? Chaise lounge? Three-legged stool? Stuck in traffic? I don't know. I hope you're doing well there. All right, here's a song. I haven't played this in, I don't know, 22 years maybe? Do you remember lying on the ground? You were smart and spooky. We rented a car and left our bands and drove outside the city. I remember the view. It was the stars and you. We got back on the tour to be alone no more. When I went away, you made me a book full of goodnight letters. I answered each one and we made plans for when we'd be together. But when I got back from tour, I told you I wasn't sure. It started a storm. It started a storm. I think it's all my fault. I think it's all your fault. But we were never so together. Every time we touch was like coming home. To others sometimes it seemed like we were fighting, but we were only trying to speak in the same tone. Do you remember lying on the ground? You were smart and spooky. We rented a car and left our bands and drove outside the city. I remember the view. It was the stars and you. We got back on the tour to be alone no more. I think it's all my fault. I think it's all your fault. But we were never so together. Now we've never been so alone. The story of our loss is not half as sad as the story of who we really are alone. The story of our loss is not half as sad as the story of who we really are alone. The story of our loss is not half as sad as the story of who we really are alone. Millions of souls, they're young and they're old,
I'm here with you and we've got something to lose. Slow down and see where it goes. So when it feels too big and you can't find your place, you got too many choices. Are you the only one who doesn't know their way? There's too many noises. You're gonna be just fine. Might take some time, but you gotta know it's gonna be okay. Just wait. Just wait. We're hollow and stressed, the worst and the best. They say you get just one try, but that's just a lie. It's a long life. Time doesn't fly. When it feels too big and you can't find your place, you got too many choices. Are you the only one who doesn't know their way? There's so many noises. It's gonna be just fine. Might take some time, but you gotta know it's gonna be okay. Just wait. Love and work and where you live and what you take and what you give. Love and work and where you live, what you take and what you give. When it feels too big and you can't find your place, got too many choices. Are you the only one who doesn't know their way? There's so many noises. You're gonna be just fine. Might take some time, but you gotta know it's gonna be okay. Just wait. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Millions of souls, they're young and they're old. I'm here with you and we've got something to lose. Slow down and see where it goes.
Okay. Moving right along to another song, the penultimate song of the show. All right, here we go. This is a baritone, which is an electric guitar that normally end here, and there's just this much more on it, so you can play really low. And this is in a weird tuning. I'll tell you about it. In case you are curious, it's F sharp. No, I'm sorry. It's B, F sharp, B, F sharp, B, C sharp.
Headphones are playing a duet with the fire engine. I walk through the cloud of an X and I feel no tension. All the buildings are blocking the wind of late October. Round the corner it shoots out again, and I'm starting over. Dance, 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 dance around the door. There's a mountain on your windowsill. There is help for our souls, a language for the shy. You don't have to say hello, but look in the eye.
Two things, a great fog of stuff, engrossing, fleeting, bewildering, and then the feeling of tilt that we're rushing down the slope. Do we not see it all the time because we're sliding at the same speed? A sense of safety preserved by the static distances between us. Sometimes I try to imagine a village hundreds of years ago where little changes during a lifetime. The cobbler tries a new heel on a boot, crops are rotated, but nothing changes. What we are, how we feel, how we spend our time doing or thinking about. The world is dying, the world is living!
There's something that I should do, but I never know how. Things I should say to you, but it's total whiteout. In the night reading actual air, always reforming. Imagine that I'll be somewhere new in the morning.
I was asked to write a song about social media and I didn't want to. Anyway, I'm pretty hooked, so I don't feel I'm in much of a position to critique it. And self-critique is loaded for me anyway, because I've done plenty of that. While I know that people can identify with it and get comfort from hearing someone else address himself sternly, I'm also trying to get away from self-regard in general. Even though the unexamined life is not worth living. More opposing truths, they're everywhere, still trained to hold them. I'm trying to look out, leave the mirror out of it, see the tree and contemplate it, and not question who or what or how I am in relation to the tree. But I don't know what it means yet. We're partially migrating into a silent conversation. It seems to be increasing unity and tribalism at once. And maybe the two are racing now without a finish line. I was gonna say that likely if you got good thinking done during the 17th century Dutch tulip craze, then this is not so different. But I've recently been heartened and disappointed to learn that the story was greatly exaggerated. Anyway, we're crazy. We're also not crazy. We're complicated. And we want things to be simple. And we polarize into camps. And we harden and entrench and distort and amplify and shut down and entrench some more. Now you don't have to join a drum circle and get all peace, love, and hate Ashbury. And anyway, that only took a few months to turn into a bad scene hard drug dystopia, where some people will rob you, and you can't be too open. But the hippies sure had a point. Empathy is good, lack of empathy is bad. And now that the lines of non-facts waiting to get in the conversation are longer and longer, we have to hold on to that hippie point harder. Empathy is good, lack of empathy is bad. Holy math says we're never not together. All right. There was a little mistake in there, but you know, I'm just glad to be here. Glad that you're listening and glad that I'm playing. And if I wanted to be perfect, I would have, I don't know what I would have done. I was going to name some job where I could be perfect, and that does not exist. So forget it. If I wanted to be perfect, I'd be disappointed. Thank you, Bar Soup Records, for being our home for so long. All right. This is called So Much Love. Well, this is a song about positivity, and I guess we always need more of that. And I think people want to be good. A lot of people just don't know how, and they need help learning. All right, here we go.
Any day, any hour, not feeling fine. The weight of the world in my mind. I can't find the thread and I cannot glide. I need a toe up to clear blue sky. Out of thin air, there's an inner smile. Reminds me to search for a secret dot. It's always in reach, hiding in plain sight. I always forget, but it's always right. So much love in the air, so much love, it's always there. How much love trapped inside, so much love, show it some light. world is all flavors all the time. The dark ages had the same sunny skies. In the summer of love we were at war. We have all these feelings, don't know what for. It's not easy to choose, but it can be done.